off the cuss jazz, another gram aftermath, and jazz and molasses, anthrax, bastard off the
Hey, peace. Hey, peace. Welcome back. Secret House Against Tokyo-based hip-hop art and culture conversations, independent, underground, avant-garde, experimental, abstract hip-hop stuff. Today I'm with my man Tetsuo. I didn't make any notes today, like zero notes. I have a loose framework that I use for the interviews, and I just pulled that up to keep it, regular or whatever. But I kind of just wanted to step into this just as homies because we've had conversations over video before. One night when I was really drunk, and that was fun. I was figuring like keep it the same energy.
For sure. Hell yeah.
Word. Let me just say a little bit about you, Tetsuo. You are an independent, underground, avant-garde, experimental, surrealist, Dadaist-esque MC, poet, artist who has been putting out music for a long time. Probably the most prolific underground artist that I'm aware of right now, but I first found out about your work a few years back, and then shortly thereafter, me and Jet reviewed Hydro Sig.
Yeah.
What was that, like 2023, maybe?
23, yeah. Thank you for that.
Yeah, I stumbled across it. I forget how I stumbled across it. And I was like, who is this? It's amazing. I have no idea who these people are on this album. I don't know if Tetsuo is the producer. I don't know if he's the MC. I don't know what's going on. And then I tried doing all types of Google work and hunting you down, and I just wasn't finding anything. So I was like, oh, this dude's a bit of a mystery. And since then, my DSP that I use is Spotify, and they tell you like monthly listeners or whatever. And I feel like when I first got onto you was like barely in the 1,000. You know what I mean? And now you done jumped up to a tremendous level. So I want to congratulate you on that.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, like tell me a little bit about yourself. Like right now, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, and you're in Nigeria.
Yeah, I'm in Nigeria. I fucked up. I thought it was gonna be 3 a.m., but it's actually closer to 5 now.
Oh shit,
4:59.
Oh my god. Oh shit. Well, I appreciate you having the energy for this. Next time, just fucking reschedule with me, bro.
It's all good. I'm usually up anyway.
Okay. Well, why are you in Nigeria? You got deported by Trump? ICE pulled up on you in San Francisco and shit?
On some bullshit. Nah. I was like in school in San Francisco, and I had like mental health issues. So my folks like rushed me back home to get some help. And I've just been chilling since then. I'm trying to head back to San Francisco, but Trump is fucking everything up. So
oh man.
Yeah, man.
Okay. So so your family still lives in Nigeria, and you were just kind of like a transplant to San Francisco.
Yep.
Word. How long were you in San Francisco for?
I moved there in 2017, and I got back here 23.
And before that, you were in Nigeria the whole time?
Yeah, but I would spend summers and winters in like Texas.
Okay.
Growing up, yeah.
Where's the Nigerian accent?
I don't know.
Do you just like code switch, or is it like
Nah. So I went to an American school in Nigeria since elementary school. So I kind of just like picked up from like my teachers, and most of my friends were white.
Bet. No, like I didn't, obviously being an American, especially from Cali, I hadn't met many Nigerians in my life until I moved to Tokyo like 15 years ago or 12, 13 years ago. And the Nigerians out here, a lot of them, they get a lot of flack because there's a stereotype that they're all like sex worker touts, coming to my bar. Hey, my friend, come with me. I do like titties. And it's like, oh yeah, man. But I knew that you were Nigerian, but I just thought that you were like a San Francisco kid with, Nigerian parents and, connection to the motherland. But that's fire. Okay.
Yeah.
What? So, I'd like to touch on a little bit of mental health with you because we've had those conversations in the past. But how has San Francisco been? I lived in the Bay Area for several years, and I used to, and this is like from 2002 to 2008, so a long time ago. But back then the scene was really dope and had a lot of kind of subcultures of like the weirdo rappers, the Ansicon types, the living legend stylers, the Hyro crew type of cats. But it
Yeah.
used to be really dope. How do you find San Francisco? You like it out there a lot?
Yeah, I love it. To be honest, I wasn't rapping when I just moved there. I was just making beats. So a lot of the people I tapped in with who were rapping were like doing more hyphy shit.
Oh,
So
sure, yeah.
I didn't really tap into like the underground stuff until after COVID. And then yeah. But the scene out there is insane. I love like the hyphy movement. I love like like the beat poet scene as well. So like yeah, it was a cool little fusion of like all the cultures, but yeah, it's still
That's
alive and well in my opinion.
that was one of the dopest things that I found about being out there is that like growing up in Southern California, I guess maybe when I was just younger, like we have 4 element hip hop kids and shit, right? But like when
Yeah,
I got to the Bay, I was meeting like white kids who were like, "Yo, do you listen to like do you read poetry?" I was
yeah,
like, "Nah, not. I mean, like I like a poem, but nah." And they were like, "Yo, peep this book," or this is where this is Lawrence Ferlinghetti's spot, or like, let's
yeah,
go to the live improv poetry joint. Let's go to the to the improv comedy spot. And they started introducing me to like art that I hadn't experienced as being like a little street kid from hip
yeah,
hop. And there's in the Bay, there's always been this like really dope kind of mixture of like organic street neighborhood cultural
yeah,
elements, like the hyphy movement, and
yeah,
also like this intellectual and also kind of politically charged revolutionary side of things, with the
yeah,
Black Panthers and shit. So
yeah.
the Bay is so fire for that. Like
That
I
street
used to,
dichotomy.
yeah, I used to love it. I used to, even though I grew up in SoCal in Oceanside and Inglewood, I used to say like, oh, San Jose is my home. Like I love San Jose until I went back there
Yeah,
in like 2014, and I was like, yo, this place has changed. It's so different.
man,
So like the homelessness situation had
horrible.
exploded. And I used to do like community outreach work through a church, even though I wasn't religious
Yeah,
or a theist at that time. I used to do community outwork service, and then hand out food and clothing on the weekends, collect food and clothing on the weekends for
yeah,
for free. And so I got to know a lot of the downtown homeless community, and I got to recognize like people who were on drugs, what drugs they were on, people
yeah,
who had mental health issues, and people who were just down on their luck. And when I went back to San Jose, several years later, my nephew was working for the city doing the same thing, but with the city and putting people in the houses. So he
yeah,
drove me around to all the homeless spots, and it had exploded, bro. Like I was seeing like families of 5 in
yeah,
tents out there. And we went up to the city, and I was like, damn, there's like hella just human shit on the ground over
yeah,
here. And just like the city really got like the income inequality had grew so much that
yeah,
even like a lot of regular people were outside on the streets, and the drugs were fucking up like regular folks, man. It was really bad when I was out there last time.
yeah. It's unfortunate. I agree. Like when I got there, it was pretty bad, but like after COVID, it was like horrible. Like my cousin came down to visit me from Missouri, and he's like, "Yo, that dude just took a shit right in front of us. What the fuck's going on?" I'm like, "Man, I don't know what to tell you, bro. We're used to it, but it's really
Yeah.
sad."
It
You
used
know?
to be dope. Like we used to come out of like we'd be at like bottom of the hill,
Yeah,
watching an
very
event or
many.
some shit, or like old Stork Club and places like that, or
Yeah,
21 Grand or whatever. And like we come out and there'd be like homeless people just chilling and shit. We like, yo, let's go to the Safeway and cop a 40 real quick. And we
yeah,
sit there and drink a 40 with the houseless people. And
yeah,
and when I was out there last time, I was like, oh my God, these people, like so many of them is like zombies, like
yeah.
hella. And I didn't even know like that don't seem like heroin, and that definitely
It's
ain't
that
meth.
rent.
So it's that
Yeah,
fent. Yeah,
same.
it's rough, man. How,
Yeah.
out of curiosity, like you're going to school out there, what school were you going to?
The Academy of Art University. It's like the
Oh,
for-profit situation. Yeah,
okay. I
yeah.
mean, that's actually kind of a legendary school with a lot of like really dope people who came out of that. Like
Flying Lotus.
tremendous. you know, like tremendous graph artists and shit like that came out of there. One of my homies here in Tokyo went to school there. So that's
No
fire,
way.
man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's
Hell
fire.
yeah, for sure.
Okay. How is rent out there? Like, were
Oh,
you
it's
living with
insane.
roommates or in a
No, I,
dorm?
I had a studio. I started off in the dorms and then I got a studio and I was paying like damn near 5 racks a month, dude. It's stupid.
Bro, holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
multiple months of rent for me out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like half the year. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
But word, man, I'm glad that you get to have that experience out there with you know, with that art school because it must be
Yeah.
amazing. Are you doing like a music program there or?
Yeah. Music
Okay.
production and sound design for visual media.
Okay. That's why you're so ill. Like listening to you talk about, like, whenever we do the listening parties in a rap music plug group or whatever, and you
Yeah.
start talking about, like, you know, engineering lingo and production lingo, I'm like, this fool's ear is
Thank
crazy.
you.
Talking about side chain and this and that. And like
Yeah.
me, I'm just like, yo, that beat is dope. But you be on top of it. Ah, man, you're so
Appreciate it.
talented, bro. You're so
Appreciate
incredibly
it, man.
talented with the
Thank
production
you.
and the rhymes, man. Like,
Thank you. Thank you.
can we start by I really want to talk about your style and stuff because I think that that's one of the I think that's like a big aspect of your rap style and makes you unique. But when did you decide that you wanted to start rapping, and how did you get into it?
So I started off, I like, I loved rap like from a young age, and I would just always like rap along to like mixtapes. Like, I'm 26, so middle school, well, elementary school is like Lil Wayne era. So I'd memorize a bunch of like Lil Wayne raps, and then it like transitioned to like underground stuff. So I learned about like Rock Marciano and Action Bronson, and I would just like rap along to those songs. And I tried writing a few raps, I didn't like them. And then fast forward to like 2022, right? I was in rehab in Southern California, Orange County, actually. And the previous like 3 years, I'd spent just like making beats damn near every single day and just tapping in with like the homies on Discord. So I'm like, damn, all these fools are rapping, dude. I have to start rapping. And I just wrote like a little 16 or whatever and then recorded it on my phone and put it to a beat on Koala. And I was like, damn, maybe I could do this. And then I didn't record for like another year. And then like 23, I was going through YouTube and I seen, what was it? Oh, it was Don Quixote by Lungs and Feek. And I'm
Okay.
like, oh, this is where I'm like, yeah, okay, it's clicked. So I think I figured out that like there's a little niche for everyone.
Mhm.
So I just started like writing every day since I heard like Don Quixote basically and recording damn near every day as well. Yeah.
Okay. I get it. Like your style, how would you describe your style?
I don't know. I guess like uh it would be, I don't even know, dude. I'd say like Lone Sword adjacent.
Okay. Okay. I mean, you know, I'm 40, I'm 42 years old, and
Yeah.
your style for me, it's your style is not something that's like brand new.
Yeah.
You know, like I feel like there's a lot of cats who have been kind of poking at that and doing those type of things for a
Yeah.
long time, like the wild assonance runs, kind of the scatterbrain, you know,
Yeah.
semantic rambling Gatling gun type of approach.
Yeah.
Me and my best friend Satoru,
Mhm.
Satori Gamma, back in the day, we would freestyle was basically what you're doing. We would
Hell
call it stackaging. We would call it stackaging and
yeah.
just stacking and just trying to put together word combinations to kind of incite like visuals. And of course, there's like more clear-cut sentences, but other times it's just like,
Yeah.
you know, havoc scab madness. And it's just like, what
Yeah.
exactly is that? But you also get that. And
Yeah.
there was cats that were like Noah 23 used to stack like that back in the day. There's parts of like Supreme Clientele where Ghostface is kind of hitting that type of approach. And we had a couple homies that were down with it. But at the same time, we also, even though you could do anything you wanted in hip hop, we also felt kind of like nobody's gonna fuck with this shit, right? Like nobody's ever gonna fuck with this shit.
For sure.
And
I definitely
we also,
thought I was, sorry to interrupt, but I definitely thought I was like the first to do it. I was like, oh, I've cracked the code, dude.
Well, well, you know, like Feek and Lungs are also kind of bombing like that. And in your style, like especially the really assonance heavy kind of like multiple through line multi-syllabic styles that you do, that's also like doom in a way too, you know. And I imagine you fuck with doom, you know, but
I love doom.
But that style to me has always been really interesting. And actually, I do have a quote that I wrote down a long time from Noah 23 that has been something that I kind of like maintain. And while like this is kind of like mystical or whatever, I do love this quote. It says, "A rapper is not to be looked at solely as, or rapping is not to be looked at solely as a game, career, and avenue to flex business acumen, but an ancient chain of invocation and verbal magic of the highest order by true conduits of style and supernatural alphabetic synchro mysticism." And I'm just like, bro,
incredible.
That's so hard. That, you know, you're like, it's like glossolalia sometimes, and that's like you're just tapping into like the logos, symbols, and how to bring people into the shit. It's very also surreal, psychedelic, avant-garde, and just, you know, a different way of communicating in the same way that, you know, poetry is not just to be like clear through lines. Sometimes you express, you know, even like I said, Jack Kerouac would say something like pop cloud word hole, and what the fuck does that even mean? But you, depending on your subjective experience, where you're at during the day or something that just happened, these things connect with you. And one of my favorite things with you is like, you know, you've got so much music, but sometimes you'll lock into a beat and you'll bomb, and the combination of those energies come together and kind of work as an air conditioner for me or a heater for me. It changes the atmosphere for me, and I love listening to you for that. But also, you're an MC that I've never once remembered a whole verse from you, and I don't think I ever would be able to.
I mean, shit, I have a hard time memorizing verses, so I don't blame you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I appreciate that.
Oh man, like you're one of my most listened to artists of last year. Some of your songs were like my top listened to joints. I've been a huge champion of your work, and I personally, I put my brother Sot onto it. He sent me a video the other day. He was talking, and I could hear it on in the background. I was like, I get that shit. Well, like, you know, obviously you don't need to meet everybody that has an opinion on your music with like a response or anything, but because of your music is so kind of most of it doesn't have like a clear through line or even conceptually easy to follow. What do you say towards people that think that you're just a word salad artist or like have no meaning? Do you ever come across that in your you know?
I mean, all the time, but I just like to, I forget, like, I'm pretty sure it's a famous quote, but it's like, what's understood doesn't have to be explained. And I'm like, the people who get it, get it. And if you don't get it, like, it's cool. It's not supposed to be, it's like designed to be abrasive and to like ward off like casual listeners, you know? It's like, it's not supposed to be like a fun listening experience, you know. If it's fun and you enjoy it, then it's like extra fun because there's a lot more pieces to the puzzle to put in place. But like for the people who don't understand it, I'm like, yeah, man, I guess it's just not for you. But yeah, I'm not really trying to, you know, get any converts or anything. So
yeah, I think that's kind of the way you have to approach it. In a way, you're kind of like in the tradition of like experimental noise artists. You know, with noise, it's not meant to be like played at Forever 21. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's abrasive, and it is intentionally counter to a lot of the popular, or even I could say like hegemonic kind of musical tropes that
Yeah.
that happen, not because you're trying to shun tropes, but that you're so busy doing something that is outside of the tropes that it's just like, yo, if you don't understand it, I can't explain it. It's just like,
Yeah.
figure it out yourself. And if
Yeah.
you do understand it, then we rocking together. This is the same
Exactly.
frequency.
Yeah.
I've had a hard time trying to explain my favorite rap shit to people for almost my entire life. I remember
Yeah.
trying to be like, yo, listen to this company flow shit. I remember when you remember early Aesop Rock. Well, I
Yeah.
mean, now you can go back and listen to it, but early Aesop Rock, Labor Days, my homies were listening to the fucking to Nelly and 50 Cent and the Clips.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, peep this shit right here about 9-to-5 jobs. And we're like, he ain't saying shit though. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
but you just gotta smoke a little bit more or something, you know,
Yeah.
like
For sure.
tap
For
in.
sure.
So
Yeah.
it ain't, you know, I think that you're amazing with that.
Thank you.
And so tremendously prolific. A couple people asked me some questions. Well, you know, I put it out in the Discord, like if people had questions for you, and most
Yeah.
of the questions was like bullshit and like, how are you so based, or you know, how would you meet God tier, like. But one of the things that I wanted to talk about, and something Mandisi, shout out to Dark Cow,
Hell
homie,
yeah.
friend of the show. He wanted to ask about, how do you kind of write? Like, do you discard, rewrite, rework verses, or do you just go in and record? And do you have a method of doing it where it doesn't get too much in the way or become like over worrying about shit being perfect? Like, what is your kind of, you produce so much music, you have to have some, like, how does it happen? Can you tell
Yeah.
us like what your process is?
Yeah. It's very simple. I just like I typically start off by making a beat. And then I'm just like, all right, what's like a crazy sentence? And then I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna keep writing for 2.5 pages, and then it's done. But I just make a beat, write, and record. Not too much method to the madness. It's just, you know.
So there, in your writing process, you're kind of usually just stream of conscious, kind of bombing, putting together the puzzle as it comes along.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
exactly. I'm just rhymes, just having fun with rhymes.
Do you ever like stop and be like, wait, this doesn't work well, let me go back and scratch this part out and rewrite it, or it's just like you get it here?
Rarely, because I'll like basically have like a complete idea before I write it down. So it's very rare that I'll go back and like change a line. It does happen, but it's very rare.
And how do you keep all of these lyrics together? Do you just have a notebook, or do you
I write them
when
on
you
my
say,
phone.
okay, you said pages,
Yeah,
so okay, but yeah, so
yeah,
you always have them, like,
yeah.
do you like okay.
Gotcha.
You know, you must have like fucking terabytes of space because you write so much. And
Yeah.
okay, jeez, man, how many projects do you think that you've put out since you started as Tetsuo,
Oh,
collaborations included?
with just raps, um, maybe, I mean, 30 or so.
Jesus, that's
Instrumental projects included were like nearing 60 to 70, maybe.
okay. That's fucking nuts. I can see how you get frustrated waiting on people to
Yeah,
work because
yeah,
you must be doing it. You must be doing it all the time. Our homegirl, Swell Hands Hazel in the Discord says, like, how do you keep the prolific dropping schedule, and how do you balance like the integrity and creativity without becoming some like industrialized soulless husk? Maybe
that's
part one, like, how do you keep
yeah.
the recording schedule? What is the
I just wake up and like get to work until I go to sleep, basically, unless I have like to play basketball or something. But if I'm not doing anything, I'm working. And like I was writing like 3 songs a day at one point. Now it's like 1, but I just been trying to get on my health, you know.
Word.
But yeah, just work. I mean, it's gonna take a lot of hours, but once you form a habit, it becomes, you know, part of your daily routine.
Yeah,
So
your
just
ritual, so to speak. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
What equipment are you using for your production?
So I make beats on the Machine Mark III, MK3.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll process the beats to the SB404. And then I just record with like an old like Rode microphone. This one.
Okay.
And then the machine's over there, but it's too far to grab. And that's
Sure.
pretty much
I
it.
mean, I've got an MK3 literally collecting dust above my
Hell
turntables, which are also collecting dust. Yeah,
yeah.
I
Oh
yeah,
man, it's a great.
yeah.
I've been using that since 2017. I love it.
I've had mine for a few years, and it hasn't produced much of anything. It just
Oh
sits there
man.
looking cool. Sometimes I turn it on so the lights flash and give a little bit of ambiance to the room, but no.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I
funny.
more recently I've been like I didn't rap for years because I
Yeah,
didn't find anybody that inspired me to rap like with me. And I've never really written raps. I've written poetry that turned into raps. I've written stacks that I could rap over something, but I've never been like a bar style rapper. I've always been live improv, and recently I'm back on that heavy with my cousin and my
hell yeah.
people out here because they kind of inspire me. But I think that my big inspiration to start bombing again was you, because I would listen to your work, I'd listen to your beats, and I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm so fucking ill at stacking. Like nobody can see me. You know, you got to
Man,
have that mentality sometimes. But I was just like,
yeah,
when I started, you know, my cousin AV is a tremendous rapper. Like he's a rapper's rapper though. You know, he writes bars, he writes songs, he can
yeah,
perform, he remembers all his. He's very very talented and
yeah,
super dope. And when I started rapping with him, he was like, bro, how are you so good at rapping and you don't rap? And it really made me be like, oh, that's right. You know, like, yeah, they recognize like there's something
yeah,
weird going on here that
dude.
is also like talented. So that's why I'm back
Yeah,
on it.
hell yeah. I'm gonna say, dude, like whenever we're like stacking in the Discord, like your shit always blows my mind. I'm like, dog, you're like on like you're obviously like an MC, a master of the craft, and like on a very high level. So
I just only
respect.
like doing it live. Maybe at the end of this we can stack a little bit, but I don't know. I like usually I'm on a little bit of something to help me
Yeah,
figure that out.
yeah,
And also it's like
yeah,
6 in the morning your time. So maybe we'll
yeah,
get together in the Discord another day. But
yeah,
um
yeah,
one thing that I wanted to get to that we've talked about a lot and you've shared in the Discord and such as like mental health, right?
yeah,
Like nowadays I don't think it's uncommon for a lot of people to experience anxiety, depression. I think
yeah,
that because of the recent updates and like the diagnosis of what is and isn't autism, that spectrum is so wide that more
yeah,
people are autistic. I'm on 60 milligrams of Cymbalta a day just to kind of maintain my turbulent but gentle float.
yeah,
But as you said, as we started, like you had a mental health emergency. You mentioned that you've been in rehab,
yeah,
and in the past you told me that you're diagnosed with some schizoaffective
yeah,
type of.
yeah. I'm
Are you
schizophrenic.
are you down to kind of talk about that
Yeah,
openly? I don't want
yeah,
to.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
What?
yeah. I'm down.
Okay. So like, what's going on with you, G? Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm good. So I had like a breakdown. Like I had basically drug-induced psychosis that I was in for like a year and a half, and yeah, since I got sober and got medicated, I like stopped hallucinating, and I've been doing better than I've ever. I'm feeling better than I've ever felt my whole life. But yeah, it was
Was
a
it weed?
crazy time.
Was it
Uh,
weed that?
Weed and drinking. I was drinking every
Okay.
day for not beer for
Yeah. Yeah.
years, and it really fried me. But I'm kind of glad I had that experience, because I feel like I say this to my friends all the time, but like I saw reality like bend, and like now I can just draw from that experience and like reference things in my art that no one else has experience with. So it creates this like weird esoteric feel. And I don't know, I just have like a greater appreciation for life, friends, just
Yeah.
regular human shit that I didn't care too much for before. So I think it happened for a reason.
Well, to kind of be cliche about it, it's like your style is pretty strange.
Yeah,
And I imagine like a layman or a person might describe it as a bit schizophrenic or something
yeah,
like that, like so random and hard to put together.
yeah,
I prefer like the term psychedelic because it is
yeah.
like a self-induced psychosis that's
Oh,
going
for
on there.
sure,
But
for sure.
I actually stopped smoking trees for a very long time because
Yeah,
I was having different experiences in my friends. I would forget to eat. I
yeah,
wouldn't be able to sleep. I would get I would get paranoid. I'd get very in my head.
yeah,
And, there's a history of mental illness on my father's side, and also alcoholism on my father's side. And weed, alcohol, and genetic predispositions to
yeah,
mental illness are kind of fucked up. Like you could really mess yourself up on trees. And
yeah.
it sounds a little bit like that's what
Oh
you
yeah,
fell into some.
oh, for sure.
Are you sober now, or just kind
Yeah,
of
completely sober.
okay?
Going on 3 years now.
Oh,
But yeah, I'm
congratulations,
on
man.
that. Thank you. I'm on that water diet.
Hey, shout out to water hydro homies, bro.
Yeah,
Like, yeah,
for
water
sure.
niggas, water
Water
niggas.
niggas.
Yeah, I
Funny.
mean, I was sober for a while too, but I fell off, and now me. What's crazy is that people are like in the States, so when they're like waking up in the morning is when I'm doing my drunken rants. So I
Yeah.
just seem like a drunken maniac all the time. But yeah, but yeah, man, I'm glad to hear that that's working out for you.
Thank you.
And especially that you're able to like direct that energy towards your rap style, and just like being absurdly creative,
Thank,
absurdly
thank,
creative.
thank you.
To kind of like bring it back to how psychedelic, random, and Dada-esque, surreal, or whatever we could use to describe your the majority of your music. Yeti, borrowed Yeti, friend of the show,
Yeah,
friend of the
yeah.
fam. He said he really loved the song that you just released a couple weeks back, maybe in May. Sardonic Opera House, Defying Gravitational
Oh, for
Limits.
sure. Yeah. I
and
love that one.
and if you listen to that song, like part of it is like you start off with like, my name is Paul and I'm an
Yeah.
alcoholic, and it's like the dude is just like, nah man, I smoke all the time. And then like you start
Yeah.
bombing, and he's like, yo kid, like I don't understand shit, like can you be more clear? And so
Yeah.
you into for my dollar, I haven't heard all of your projects. I wonder if you've heard all your projects. There's so damn many of them. But you rap a verse that is got a fairly clear through line,
Yeah.
and like kind of a listener could listen to it and kind of follow you completely through that
Yeah.
story about your experience and how you're feeling and things. And I guess Yeti wants to know, is that just like a pointed thematic approach, or is it like a one-off experiment, or do you have any intention of kind of working that more clear writing style into your art in the future?
That was just like kind of like every other song. I was just like, how do I make this an interesting experience? And I'm writing like half the verse, and I'm like, yo, this beat sounds like niggas just want to chill. So I'm like, I'll make this kind of easy for people to like, listen to, but make it like a little bit interesting. So I start off doing the regular thing, like you said, like just bombing. And I'm like, all right, let's make this a concept piece. What if we, you know, we like bring my real life experience into this, and then like just prove to people that like I can still do the regular rap shit, but like I'm still comfortable bombing at the same time, even on the same track. So that was that. I don't. There might be more in the future. I don't know, but it's very possible.
Cool beans. Yeah, I like it.
Thank
I
you.
listened to it for the first time after Yeti was like, I like this song. Check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got so many projects. Like, if you were to come across a person who's like, oh yeah, man, I love independent underground weird hip hop shit. Like you rap. Like, what
Yeah.
project would you tell them to check out first of your catalog?
Well, I think it'd probably be Soup Spoon, because that's the one I've been listening to the most. I feel like that has the most replay value because it was
That
coming
just came
off.
out this year. Yeah,
Yeah,
that came out this year, right?
yeah.
Okay.
It was coming off like a bunch of like just like major like, you feel me, like stacks, and I was just like, I'm gonna ease into like something else. So I'm just writing I think it's very poetic and less technical. So I think that's like a good entry level project for someone who isn't familiar with my work.
Okay. What
Yeah.
about what do you think is like your hardest shit? Like, damn, like I fucking bombed on this.
Oh man, it's
You've
crazy.
got so many like Gossamers, like,
Yeah,
I've got Crane Stances so dope. There's
thank
Hey, Let Me
you.
Get a Dollar Little Man is like
Yeah,
one of my favorites. Like there's
yeah.
hella projects.
Um, I I don't know. Okay, I guess for like probably the most recent one, because that's like the most updated version of myself. So damn, what's
Is
that
that We
shit
Were Best Friends
called?
Before We Were Lovers? Is that it?
Right after this one just dropped
Okay.
like a few days ago. It's called Trepanation. That's what it
Okay.
is. So probably
Okay.
Trepanation, I would say, is
Eh,
like my most impressive raps.
I've got to tap into that one because I haven't. I actually like I've been having a hard time listening to new music. I'll say
Yeah,
that we're gonna record like a review and I'll listen to that album over and over again and then we'll
yeah,
cancel it. And then I'll be like, all right, well, I'm not going to listen to nothing else until we do the review. So for like 3 weeks, I've been sitting on this new Reese Langston joint that I love,
hell
but
yeah.
I also stopped listening to it like a week and a half ago, and I've been into like jazz and other shit. So yeah,
Nice.
I gotta get on my schedule.
What jazz are you listening to?
I'm just like, mostly it's just like fucking coffee shop jazz shit. Like I've been on the
Nice.
Brubeck and I've been listening to like some Coltrane. Usually when it comes to jazz, I won't really focus on like, oh, I'm gonna listen to a certain album. I'll usually just go to like an artist that I love, like Coltrane. This is
Yeah,
Coltrane, and it'll just be like a bunch of his joints and let it ride. It's
yeah,
mostly just background music for me most of the time when I'm like texting or reading. And so yeah, like nothing particularly interesting.
for sure.
As far as like um listening to shit, I actually been listening to like Coolio.
Oh,
I
nice.
listen to old Coolio, like
That's
fucking
hilarious.
like Gangster's Paradise, Fantastic Voyage type of shit. Like
Yeah,
it just feels good during summer. And like I think Coolio is kind of seen as like a goof because of his hairstyle, and also
yeah,
he's got a few like really big pop cultural hits. But
yeah.
Coolio was like a West Coast kind of
Oh,
legend and
for
was
sure.
known as like a G. And
Yeah.
so yeah, I've been on that. I've been
I
on a
just
lot of
had
soul.
fire. I just had a little sugar-free phase for like a week, and that shit was insane.
Yeah, you gotta watch out when you listen to Sugar Free. You come out that bitch feeling hella misogynist. You know what I mean? Like you like, I'll tip a bitch right now. I just yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You
Oh,
come out crazy.
scandalous.
I really have to watch like my listening diet because I'll listen to some shit and it'll just like slowly make me
Absorb.
a little bit like that. I
Yeah.
was listening to Rome Streets a little bit, his
Oh
project with
man.
Conductor, and I was like, yeah, I'll whoop a nigga's ass right now. And I was like, wait, what am I doing? Like, what? I need to calm down and shit.
Oh
Let me go
man.
listen to some weirder shit. I
That's
listen to
hilarious.
Shamar and be a good person and shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, let me do that. Fuck. But
Oh man.
you've got so many dope collaborators, and I've heard of so many different artists just going through your catalog of people that you work with. Can you tell us
Oh yeah.
like a little bit about of your homies? Can you tell us about like a couple of them that be on your
Yeah,
projects?
for sure.
Dreadgeist and Fox
Yeah,
and stuff like that. Yeah,
yeah,
just
yeah,
rifle off a couple names and shit like
yeah.
that. And
Shout out Geis, because Geis is 16. And
what?
yeah,
Holy shit!
that kid is an elite level rapper at 16 years old. So I love Geist.
That's amazing to me. He just seems, only
Yeah,
judging by the music, there's like a level of what seems
maturity.
like maturity and like refinement there, so to
Yeah,
speak.
yeah. Nah, he's a legend. His dad will
Okay.
he'll FaceTime me, and his dad will be like, "Yo, get lost in to rap some more." And I'm like, "I got you. I'll try my best." So shout out
Right.
Geist and his family. Austin
Red
Fox,
guys.
the homie Chance. Chance is a legend. Honestly, I think I'm pretty sure Hydra Sig was my first was our first full length situation and my first full length rap project. So
Hmm.
nothing
Okay,
but
I caught you right at the beginning. Then okay.
yeah. Everything before that was just like a 4-track EP or something along the lines of that. But shout out Chance. I love him so much.
Okay.
He's nothing but love for that dude, man. He's a legend, phenomenal rapper, great person, and he's a hooper. So
Okay.
I love Chance. Reggie, of course, the homie from Down Under. I've been tapped in with
You
Reggie
gotta you
since
gotta give their superhero names too, though.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah,
Austin, you're talking about Austin Fox, right?
Austin Fox is
Okay.
Chance,
Okay.
and Reggie is Reggie. That's his rap
Okay.
name.
Okay.
Yeah. So Reggie, I've been tapped in with him since 2020. We were in the Overcast server, and we met a bunch of the people I work with now. I actually met on the server. But Reggie is always showing love. Shout out All Love. That's a collective that I'm in.
Okay.
Um,
I was in that Discord for a while, but then I left all Discords
yeah.
except for Rap Music Plug and mine,
Oh,
obviously, or
nice.
Secret
For sure.
House.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Nayo, of course. Debbie CFR, Juan Crafters. That's his collective that I'm a part of. Nayo's a phenomenal rapper and producer. He's really pushing the boundaries of sound, in my opinion. And then the homie Jackson, who I think a lot of people in RMPP and Secret House are fans of. But yeah, he's Jackson's a beast, dude. He's a phenomenal rapper. He's rapping with Lungs and those guys. So he's a great MC. I hope I'm not forgetting anyone, but
I put you on the spot. It's hard to do that,
yeah. But those are the main homies from the past couple of months.
Who is Hydroblane? Is that you?
It's me.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, that's what I was trying to figure out on like the first Hydro 6 review. I was like, there's so many names here, but I think like Tetsuo is Hydroblane, but who is Metal Arm and who is Ridgy and
Austin Fox is Metal Arm. I don't know if I'm supposed to say, but Austin Fox is Metal Arm and I'm Hydroblane.
I bet. All right. Like also, we're in Japan and shit. And when we saw that your like regular name, Paul Chicon, is like I thought you were like a weeb that was like hella funny and shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I wish.
For people that don't know, like a Chicon is like a fucking pervert, like you know what I mean, like an upskirter and shit. And Paul Chicon is such a fucking hard name,
dude,
for a pervert.
Yeah,
But that's like your real. That's like your
that's like
real.
my real government name.
Okay,
I'm
tight
cooked.
though.
Yeah.
You don't think about the implications of that shit if you're not like
Oh,
from the culture. You know what I mean? Yeah.
yeah.
If you came out here to Japan, you're like, yo, I'm trying to be an English teacher, and they're like, Paul
Oh,
Chikhan. You're like, yeah, we're gonna have to change your name up on paper.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I really want to come to Japan, so I'm gonna have
Oh,
to
you gotta get
figure
out here.
something out real soon.
Yeah, you'll be all good as long as you're not like, yeah, you'll be all good. It's just
For
funny to
sure.
think about like actually trying to work in the workforce out here with that name would be
Yeah.
amazing.
Oh
Yeah,
my
it would be
goodness.
amazing. Word.
Hilarious. Nice.
Man, so like would you say you produce more than you rap or you rap more than you produce?
Now it's like a solid 50-50. I'm like making every beat I'm making is made with the intention to like rap on or rap over. Unless someone like wants a beat, then I'll like make them some weird shit. But typically it's just for raps now. Yeah. So it's like
That's
a
tight.
solid
Yeah.
50-50.
Do you still do like the the name variations? Because like what does Hydroblane have to do with anything? Like is that just
Um
like a producer thing or
yeah,
a character?
so there's this subgenre of like hip hop on SoundCloud called Soul Hop. And it's just like super loud and like I think it sounds insane, but it's like if noise and like 2000s R&B were like one genre, that's what soul hop is.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's really crazy. And Blaine is my favorite soul hop producer. So I was just like, I'll throw Hydro in front of that to make it kind of original. So I'm like Hydro Blaine as like paying homage to Blaine. Who's also Cold Plush Toy and like a bunch of other aliases. So the alias thing is like from the Soul Hop universe where like you have one person who's making music as like 20 different people.
Tight. Yeah. I mean, I got a million different middle names. You know what I mean? Like I get it.
For sure.
Okay. Do you make music in that kind of genre as well?
Yeah,
Or
I do. Nayo, I was trying for a long time, but Nayo like gave me a few tips and I cracked the code on my own with a little bit of help. But yeah, I've been making some soul hop under command prompt feature 2, something like that.
okay.
And a few other names, but command prompt's like the main one.
Why do you feel the need to kind of draw a distinction between that, just so they don't mix like oil and water, or?
Just for the simple fact that like if I had it my way, I would be as obscure as possible and just like Royce the 5'9" has this line where he's like, "You grinding so you can be seen. I'm grinding so I can disappear," and I'm like, I'm just trying to like dissipate into like thin air. You know what I'm saying? But like have like the music be like the only connecting force, you know?
Okay. Well, I could blur your face out like Billy Woods if you want me to.
Oh, it's all good.
You know what I mean? Like,
I have the mask. I was considering putting it on, but I was like, oh no, it's for Secret House, so I'll leave the face out.
Yeah, no worries. I mean, we could always do a blurry if you want, but I feel that. Yeah. I never had to deal with that really until Secret House. I don't know if you heard, but like my Facebook page, when you started Googling like my name, which is, pretty typical, like if you know me, like Robinson Mega is my shit. Whenever you typed in Robinson Mega, it was like, caution, this page might be related to child abuse. And it was just like, what the fuck? And I think that what happened is that some hater or something, I doubt it's like in my FBI guy watching me. They don't give a fuck about me that much, but I think some hater was just like spamming, reporting my shit or something like that. So I was like, oh man, I had to change my name. from
Yeah.
Mega to Megan, and now it doesn't show up, but it came up in the most fucked up way. It's like my wife's coworker, he was like, yeah, I DJ at my house. I really want to DJ in Tokyo. I was like, bro, that's the easiest shit in the world. I can get you a DJ gig next week. And he's like, I would love if you did that. And I was like, all right, cool. Let me look and then I'll contact you. So I found the gig. I sent him my wife sent him my Facebook page, and he was like, yo, something really weird when your husband came up. And I was like, oh my God, this is fucking embarrassing. And so I want to disappear too, but
Yeah, dude. I'm
fuck,
with
bro,
you.
it's crazy.
That's
Yeah,
insane.
now more people that hate my fucking reviews or thoughts on albums are going to start fucking hitting me for the sexual abuse. It's crazy. I teach children too, so I teach children, and it's like I don't, like that's a nightmare. That's disgusting, like terrible.
Yeah.
It's like I literally sent you a picture of my students stacking blocks the other day. It's fucked up. But man, let me get like a little bit. Is there anything else that you want to talk about in regards to your personal journey or anything?
For you, please.
All right. Like I said, I didn't make any notes. I'm just kind of keeping it casual. Like if we met, at a coffee shop to chill.
Yeah.
But yeah, let me ask, like, who are some of your favorite artists, like that are working right now? Let's start at, like, you mentioned Lil Wayne and some other artists before in Doom. Who was the first kind of MC that you heard that was like, wow, rapping is fucking more complex than I thought?
Earl Sweatshirt.
Was that around like what is it, Doris, around that era? Or?
It was Earl, the mixtape.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And then like the next stage was like Concept Jackson. And then after Concept, it was like Lungs and Feek. But there was like a bunch of people in between. But Rock Marcy is like up there as well. That's like, Rock is a fucking beast. I love Rock Marcy. Right. Yeah.
With Earl in Concept, in Lungs and Feet, I can kind of see your style in there a bit more than Rock, because Rock is very eloquent. Very eloquent, lots of bravado, whereas like Concept is just hitting you with the assonance, the multis and shit. Like that's all he does. You know what I mean? Like, it's like bombing. So okay, that's interesting. And as for now, like, who are your favorite artists like currently? I mean, obviously Concept, Earl, and Feet and Lungs are still doing it, but
I'll show love to like the super underground right now. I love like Sun Mundi, who's on here. I love, Gavin, of course. We finally got a track in, which is
word?
my favorites. I love, who else? More of like closer to like the Griselda camp, like Bori Rock is fire.
Okay.
Aldivino's cool. He makes great beats. I don't think he's like the best MC, but he makes good beats.
He sounds really dope over his own stuff a lot of times. I like that a lot. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like
that. And Blue Hill Bill, who's like, he has a project with Aldivino, fully produced by Aldivino, and Blue Hill Bill is insane. Lord Jamonte, a legend.
Okay, Ogbon, yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
Is he Nigerian? Like, I know that's like.
Nah, so I thought he was, and I seen this interview where he's like, nah, it's on some like, basically on some Black Power shit, but like, it's not like, he's not Nigerian.
Okay. Well, the first time we reviewed his work, I think I was kind of hating on it a little bit, and I felt bad about it. But like, I want to get to something new from him and give him some love, because I do like his work too.
Yeah, he's a great rapper. I love. He has these like YouTube videos where he live performs his tracks.
Word. I think the album I heard from him was just like too horny. Like, bro, like you're too horny for the underground for me right now. Like a lot of like women thoughts, you know what I mean? It's like, all right. Love songs, I don't really get into it. So
Found Monk is a legend.
Found Monk, Foul
Yeah.
Monk, I just saw like they shared something in the Discord the other day, and I was looking like you could buy all of Foul Monk's catalog for like $25. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah,
Foul's a
support Foul Monk.
legend.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm on his
incredible.
most recent project with production credits. We like made a beat together.
Oh no
And
shit.
yeah.
Is that the one he just dropped? Because he hit me. I want to say he hit me like this week and was like, "Yo, is it cool if I share something in the in the Discord?" And I'm like, "Yo, bro, you're Foul Monk. Like,
Yeah.
do whatever you
Yeah.
want." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Are you?
Yeah.
Is the newest one the joint that you're on?
Yeah.
Okay.
He dropped that on
Yeah.
his birthday.
Hey, happy birthday, Foul Monk! Shout
Yeah,
out.
happy birthday, Fun Monk. Happy birthday to my cousin Ochai also. It's his birthday
Hey,
today.
power.
Yeah, Uncle John's a legend. Billy
Mm.
Woods, action figure. This is all.
Who is action? I don't know action figure.
Action
Yeah?
figure 973. He's just like insane. He wears like a luchador mask.
Hey, okay.
Yeah, he's super dope.
All
Yeah. Crime Apple's fire.
right, I'm
Yeah,
tapping
I could
into
go
action
on.
figure 973. Doom
Yeah.
was right. Yeah, I'm about to
Yeah.
run this one up later.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Great project.
Word.
Yeah, those are some of the cats I'm listening to right now.
Oh yeah. What would you say is like some of your favorite albums over the last like if I could frame it like what albums do you think should be like top 10 of the last 10 years? Do you have
All
any
right.
like that?
Yeah,
I know this is a tough ask.
I got you.
Okay.
I'll see if I can do 5. So Black Power 2020 by DJ Black Power.
Okay. That's Mike. Yeah.
Mock Homies, I don't know how to say it, but it's like FETE, Fete
Okay.
Morts. I think that's what
Okay.
it's called.
Yeah.
Or how you say it.
Is that the joint with Mugs? That's not the Mugs
No,
joint, is it?
that's the one produced by Earl, Navy
Okay.
Blue, and Knowledge.
Yeah, he's got that. He's got one track on there that I listen to all the damn time. The Jig Is Up, maybe is that it?
The Jig Is Up is on
The
that.
Jig Is
project.
Up. Yeah, that shit is fucking tight. Yeah.
My favorite song is Boston Blood.
Oh, word up, word.
Yeah, that song's insane. I would say I'm going through the list right now. 10 years. Damn. I don't even know. Thought Rap 2 by Concept Jackson.
Okay. I think I missed that one.
Yeah. I would say Another Planet 4.
Okay. Fecal Lungs.
Fecal Lungs.
Or is that just lungs or is it?
Oh, that's both of them.
It's both of them, right? Okay.
Yeah, AP is always the both of them.
Okay.
Shamar and Child Actors album was insane. And the last one will have to be what's it called? Frank by Fly Anakin.
I love Frank. Goddamn. I argue. Yeah, we reviewed that and we had to argue about fidelity on that album about like our man L Spade was saying like, yo, it's like serving me a delicious steak on a trash can lid. I'm like, bro, sometimes you just gotta let the fucking tape kiss.
Yo, that's what I'm saying. Yo, let me get this off real quick, right? But like I feel like there's a lot of like rappers who care too much about like fidelity and they compromise themselves because they don't spend enough time with their pen. And now you have the opposite of what your homie was saying. You have like something that sounds phenomenal, but there's no substance. And I just want to encourage rappers to like just rap and not care too much about the extra shit. But yeah, that's all I gotta say.
For me, it's like obviously a different perspective. Like I don't have any real fucking bones in production and post-production, so I don't know how that stuff works. But I'm also 42 and I got into underground shit in like 95. And back then it was 4-track shit. It was like there wasn't a tape hiss effect that people were adding. It was actual tape hiss. It was fucked up recordings, this like a verse cuts and then, like so a lot of those things have been ingrained to me as being like charming and elements of the work. And there's also a part of me that dislikes when people lean into making their music sound too much like that as like a musical trope. Like I don't like lo-fi hip hop is kind of tropey. But sometimes if you get a really dope analog sounding beat from Madlib, I don't want to hear somebody complaining about that shit on Frank. It's like that's hard, bro. That shit, me and Jet be turning it up, we be fine with it. But like, I don't know, man. It's contentious. A lot of people feel away.
And just like in like in the truest nature of the sport, like all niggas want to do is rap. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not trying to spend 20 hours. I feel like every time I talk to like another artist, they're always like, oh yeah, I've recorded, I'm waiting on the mix and the master. And I'm like, okay, so what are you doing while you're waiting? They're like, we're just waiting. Like we have to make sure the album's done. It's now you're a concept artist. You're not like a true, and you're not like a real MC. And I don't want to sound judgy or whatever, but I really do feel very strongly about like just spending time and putting in like 1 million hours into just, physically writing.
Sure.
I think we've lost a lot of the essence of like the craft because everyone cares too much about the theatrics and not enough about the actual penmanship.
Well, it's interesting too, because like the culture has come to a point where like representing yourself as a dope MC means that you can't like just freestyle. It's like anybody that's freestyled for 2 hours knows that everything ain't gonna be fucking tight. You know what I mean? Like sometimes you're just trying to put something together and it's not connecting, it doesn't sound dope. But now people don't even go on the radio no more and just spit a free. They have it needs to be precise. And that part of the culture to me is something that's like lost. That it's like, yo, you're allowed to be immediate. Like you're not like, you as a product are not like flawless. Like it's better that your people know that you are, a human being so they can connect with you on that level. If you're operating in this space, like you don't have to. Of course, if you're going to the radio show and they're like, yo, we want you to spit, bars, you can go there and spit bars, but like it's okay to fucking just like play. Like it's okay to play. And like the idea of immediacy is removing those layers that stop you from playing. It's like if you waiting for the mix and shit, you're not playing no more. You just chilling and shit. That's why like I wanted to on the Secret House mixtape that Jet is putting together. I was like, yo, if I get on this, like let's just freestyle. Like, let's just all record a freestyle. Like, don't write, just do it. And that's how I want to do it too. Like, it just seems fun and interesting. And who the fuck does that? You know what I mean? Like, the defining the parameters of the game is part of playing too. You know what I mean? It's like, so let's play like this. It doesn't have to be flawless and perfect. And we don't need to care about what people think about shit all the time, because in this day and age, everybody has an opinion. And we already know that everybody dumb as fuck, including us. Like, why would we care? So yeah, bro. But I see how you. I remember like couple weeks back, maybe a month ago, you're feeling a little bit frustrated about having to work with nobody in particular. You're just saying it's like sometimes it's like just fucking do the work, bro. Like just do the work. Yeah. But you're also a very rare individual when it comes to that too, though. Like you have a ritual, you like are reflexively doing this as a part of like your day-to-day life, whereas a lot of other people are just like their creative process is different. Like when you listen to like some Mooney says he takes a long time to put together tracks sometimes, you know what I mean? And I mean, obviously people have different approaches to their creative process, but at the same time, sometimes you got to be like, yo, fucking work, do some work. I feel you. Yeah, I fuck with that.
I was telling the homie on another like interview, and he's basically like, he's like, what if you're dealing with like a creative block or like writer's block or whatever? And I was just like, I don't know if like that's real, because now I'm gonna sound like a fucking conspiracy nigga, but like I'm like, I don't know if that's real, because like I feel like that's just a lack of discipline, because there's always a way around like a problem. So if an idea isn't working, just try something else. And I was like, if you got to work 5 days a week to eat one meal, you will work 5 days a week to eat that one meal, even if you're sick. So that's like my philosophy on like work ethic, and just being as, consistent as possible in order to get the results that you want to see and to be an elite level MC.
Sure. It's a passion thing. I mean, for me, I've always been a person that liked being creative with my friends. Like, the reason I started breaking is like my cousins were breaking. I was like, oh, let's do it then. Same thing with graffiti, same thing with production. Like, we used to do, my crew was called Tibetan Death Quartet.
Hell yeah.
And it was just two of us. I don't know why we went with quartet, but it was two of us
so
with the
funny.
occasional third homie. And all of it was like live improv shit. Like we'd accrue a lot of samples, we'd get some drum patterns, and we'd fucking just get together, hit record, and see what came out. Most of it was not that great, but sometimes there were like these really shining moments in doing it. And I've always liked to just do it like that. I'm not I don't think I'm an artist, like I could record and rap and make rap music, but especially comparing the passion that you have for it, I'll never get there, bro. I'll never I don't think that I have the, like, I don't know if it'll ever mean as much to me in that way. Like I want to get this out of me. Like I feel like I'd be like, nah, I'll go play fucking Apex Legends for an hour. You know what I mean? Like I just don't that, but that's the thing too. Like I know you're not trying to sound like pretentious or with your nose in the air or anything like that. You're just an extremely prolific artist who you're an outlier. You're outside of the typical in your style and in your kind of output. Nobody, I mean, there's cats like, I don't know, I think somebody said Currency has like 1 million albums or whatever, and other guys in the industry will do that too, but then there's guys that drop an album like every 3 years, you know what I mean? There's guys like Q-Tip and Dr. Dre who are so busy tinkering with shit that it's never good enough to get out. So it's an interesting kind of thing, man. Like, do you have anybody that you work with that you feel is kind of on the same level as you when it comes to just fucking putting shit out?
Nayo's up there, and Jack when he's in that, because Jack is like he's a very, what's the word, he's very eclectic. So he'll like, he'll rap a lot when he wants to, but when he's like busy, he's busy, which is okay. Like he's on vacation right now, but when Jack is in that mode, he's like, rapping just as much as anyone else, just as much as me. But Naya is like super consistent when it comes to like making beats. Not as much the raps, but he matches the consistency with beats. Sometimes he gives me too many beats, and I'm like, I need like 2 of this, buddy. But like he's up there. Besides that, I don't know if anyone else is like really recording every day.
My cousin AV is kind of on that same tip, bro. It's like do a show, write a song, record a rap, freestyle, do a show, decide to do an album with somebody you met at the show, record 4 songs with them, go record 4 with somebody else. Like very much like, and it's not even like his career. It's like you. It's like his passion. Like obviously he'd love to live off of his passion more than he would enjoy working for whoever he's working for. But at the same time, it's like he's balancing that and putting so much effort into his passion that it's really admirable. You're a wild dude, man. You're such an interesting dude. And I think that like when I ask the questions, like questions for Tetsuo, everybody is just like kind of joking because it's just like, bro, what is wrong with this guy? Why is he so prolific, bro? How is he so good at this? Like, what's going on? Like, you know, me and Jet, every time Jet's like, yo, there's a new Tetsuo out, and they'd be like, oh, actually another one just dropped too. It's like, so you're wild with it, man. What besides, like you said, you're a hooper too. You ball out a lot in like basketball. Do you also follow like the NBA, or you just like doing it as like a hobby sport?
No, I don't. I don't watch basketball anymore, but I love basketball, like playing basketball.
You be dunking. How tall are you? Are you like a dunker?
I'm a solid 5'11".
Okay.
Like in high school, I could dunk a volleyball, but I could never dunk a basketball. But I'm like 250 pounds now, so I'm like not getting even close.
Okay. word. You're a big dude, man. You're a big dude.
Pretty stocky.
Okay. You besides basketball, what are kind of some of your other hobbies and interests?
Oh, I love skateboarding. I was out painting today, actually, some graph. I'm trying to get that shit up.
Like permission walls, or you're outside like being a real vandal?
Yeah, I'm outside.
Hey, that's why I fuck with you, bro. When you come out here, we're gonna get arrested together. No, I'm just kidding. Word. They're like, yo, we've got this Paul Chicon character here. He's terrorizing the city. Yeah. Oh, that's hard. That's fucking hard. All right.
Thank you. I love video games. I love like, I don't know, just weird shit, I guess.
What type of gaming do you do? I think before I saw you guys doing like Switch games and playing the Switch.
I play Smash on the Switch, but I love like FPSs, mostly adventure games though.
Okay.
Like Uncharted's my favorite video game series of all time.
Okay. I played those.
Yeah, I love the Uncharted series.
Yeah, those I was like, damn, that was the first time I really, maybe that or The Last of Us was the first time I was like, yo, like there's like no loading time, bro. Like this shit is crazy. Yeah, those are good games. Yeah,
I love those shits. I've been spending a lot of time on the Skater XL, the skateboarding simulator. I think I put like, it's like 2020 it came to like console, but it was on PC for a while. I feel like,
was it just like a kind of like real physics type of skateboard type
you
of
gotta
game?
like flick the thing onto the left, the ollie and kick flip and all the situations. But I think I got like 350 hours on that one, which isn't a lot compared to like the homie who plays The Sims. Like they got like thousands of hours on The Sims. I'm like, I'm chilling.
All I've been playing for the last few years is Apex Legends. Like right before I got on record with you, I was playing with my nephew Trey and his homie Moneyback Thuggin. We play Apex together a couple times a week, and that's the only gaming I'm really doing. I just can't bring myself to. Yeah, my wife runs Rivals. That's all she plays now. She ran Overwatch for like a decade, like straight up Junkrat main Overwatch. You know, she make plat and diamond every season. She was hard with it, but I was so sick of fucking seeing Overwatch for 10 years. I was like, yo, try this Marvel Rivals shit, and she's been running Rivals ever since it dropped.
Rivals is fire. I mean, maining Hawkeye. But Overwatch is the one with like Bastion, right?
Yeah, the robot and Reinhardt, the big guy with that. Yeah. It was. I played it when it first came out, and then my wife started playing it, and I was just like tired of it. So and then I didn't game for years, and just Apex Legends now. What type of film and movies you be into? You're like an anime guy too, yeah? You watch like anime and shit?
A little bit, but I like film. I love film. I like avant-garde stuff. Like my cousin recommended The Holy Mountain to me. That's the most recent one I saw, Jodorowsky. But
Okay.
I like Gaspar Noé. I like what's his face? Yorgos Lanthimos, the Greek guy. He did
What did he
Killing
make?
of a Sacred Deer.
Okay.
Poor Things, right? I think he made that as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so I like the avant-garde stuff. Enter the Void is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Sure.
Yeah, and I love Hitchcock. Hitchcock is maybe my favorite director of all time. I took a class on him and fell in love with Hitchcock.
Of course.
Yeah.
Rear Window, fucking Vertigo. Yeah.
39 Steps.
North by
Northwest. Yep.
No.
So I love
I think
that.
a lot of people hate, like, I think when a lot of younger people, myself included, like people who are outside of kind of the heyday of Hitchcock and have grown up on so many people using his tropes in films, it kind of devalues his work in a way. If you look at it like the same way somebody who watches like the new Star Wars is like, yo, The Force Awakens is hella better than A New Hope. It's like, bro, it's a bit by bit fucking reenactment of the shit updated with special effects. It's like, if you're missing that part of it, then you know, I can't tell you why Rope is so good, you know, just because there's like 12-minute shots of uncut, like when somebody's like, yo, I watched Gravity. I watched Gravity, and it's like they're in space with no cuts. It's like it's hard to kind of like historically pin that type of shit down for you know, casual kind of viewers and stuff. But yeah, I love Hitchcock too. I haven't, you know, I'm a big film fan, but I haven't been keeping up with film since I started podcasting, and counting Secret House, I've probably been doing for like almost 10 years now, and it just dominates too much of my time. Like I just don't watch as many films anymore. But Your Name, you know, there's two Tetsuos or three ideas of Tetsuo that I have. One is the Iron Man, two is
Canada.
Two is you know, Akira, and then three is like Lupe Fiasco. Where did you pick up on the title from Iron Man?
Not Iron Man I saw after the fact, but it was Akira.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah. It was I'm like, dude, this dude is a fucking giant baby, dude. I'm fucking with this.
It's like fucking Tetsuo, don't let your guts fall out.
This explodes, dude. I'm like, this is nuts. And that transformation scene, dude. Oh man.
Phenomenal.
That's all me.
Okay. I mean, that's a better choice than Paul Chikon if you're going to try to reach the Japanese market. Dude, you know what I mean? Like,
trust me, I considered it. I remember looking my last name up for the first time, and I was like, "Fuck, I'm cooked, dude. I can never go to Japan."
Well, my government name, man. If you look at my government name, it's like it's like one of the worst politicians.
Oh man.
He's like one of the worst politicians out, and he's a black man too, which is like,
oh shit.
Yeah, I'll just keep it. Good thing I just go by my my old 5%er name that I've been having since I was 5 or 15 rather. But
fire.
Word. I got a couple before we get out of here. I'm gonna let you go soon, but I got a couple rapid fire questions for you, that I don't really think about too much. But I probably should update these and shit. But let's do. You can do like a go off on a tangent or just say yes, like, you know, one or the other. How about Wu-Tang or Hieroglyphics Crew?
Wu-Tang. I want to say Hyro because of like the bass shit, but Wu-Tang because they got like Raekwon, Ghostface. I mean,
a little bit of different stylers on that too.
Exactly.
All
so
right.
Wu-Tang.
What about De La Soul or Tribe Called Quest?
Brand Nubian.
Lord Jamar, shout out to the guys in the flat earths. Peace to the guys in the flat earths. Okay.
For real.
All right. Brand Nubian or X Clan?
Brand Nubian.
Okay, bet. Big Pun or Big Boy?
Ooh,
okay.
Big Pun.
Okay. Dell or Inspector Deck?
Inspector Deck, comic books.
Busta Rhymes or Eminem?
Eminem.
Mike or Navy Blue?
Mike.
Quelle Chris or Billy Woods?
Billy Woods.
Elucid or Rory, Rap Ferreira.
Oh, Lucid, easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
JPEG Mafia or Danny Brown.
Danny Brown.
Fried chicken or ramen.
Ramen.
Room temperature water or ice water.
Ice water.
Waterfall or glacier.
Glacier.
Fall or spring.
Fall.
Vertigo or birds.
Ooh, birds. The birds. Vertigo's fantastic, but the birds. Yeah.
Vertigo makes me uncomfortable, bro. Like that movie, the first time I saw it, I was really high and I was like, what's going on? And then the second time I saw it, I was like, I still feel the same about this shit. These white people are wilding. Yeah. Let me see. I'm just trying to off the head some of these. Terminator 2 or Aliens 2.
Dude, I haven't seen either of those.
You've never saw T2?
No,
okay.
No.
Maybe
the first one.
Maybe try it out, because I think it's just like, I mean, aliens as well too. Like I'm kind of a big sci-fi guy, or at least I was. T2 is just a great ride. You know what I mean? It's just like action. I'm a real hoe for like, time travel.
Yeah.
So if there's some time travel shit, I'm into it.
Have you seen Dark?
Yeah. I loved season 1. I liked season 2. And then by season 3, I was like, I don't know what's going on anymore. I try to watch like recaps of the shit, like I was like, I felt like I need to just binge the whole thing again to keep up, because even the rewatch, I was like, what? Who is who is this? But Dark is the first 2 seasons. I was like, this is amazing. Like, what is going on? It was really like, that's what I like. I like some time travel, time paradox type of shit. Have you ever seen Primer?
I haven't seen Primer.
Yo, that's lo-fi sci-fi. You need to check that one out.
Yeah, I'm down.
I saw it in the movie theater, not knowing what I was getting into. Immediately afterwards, me and my homie Doobie, we went to the bathroom and waited for the next one to start and went back into the movie again, because it's one of the kind of most complex and like very simple time travel films I've ever seen. You need to watch Primer. Yeah, Primer is amazing.
Hell yeah.
Let me see if I could come up with anything else. Jackie Chan or Jet Li?
Jackie Chan. He has comedic edge. Jackie Chan.
Yeah. Jackie Chan. Yeah, I love Jackie. I like both of them and shit. But
Jet Li's fire, but I think Jackie.
Yeah. Who would be like a dream collaboration for you?
Dream collaboration: Monk, Hami, Earl, Mike, Black Chai.
Okay.
I think that's about it.
How about producers? Who would you like to get some beats from?
Ideally, I would want all those like collaborations to be over my beats, but if I had to pick a producer,
because your production style is a little bit strange too. Sometimes it's like very like sample loopy, kind of off truncations are a little bit weird. Nobody really has that sound, I would say, so I get that.
Definitely. Producers though, I mean, I don't know. I guess Aldovino. Okay.
That's a little bit more towards kind of like hard loops. I can't really imagine you over like Kenny Siegel. You know what I mean? He's like very or like Blockhead. It just seems a little bit Blockhead maybe, because you do sometimes hit me with sample choices and I'm like, oh, this is elegant. You know what I mean? Like this is an elegant. So I guess I could see it, but yeah.
I like the grimy shit. It's either like I like it to be like super grimy or super bright to like kind of like contrast the like darkness of the lyrics, you know?
Sure.
So it's like
It's like a yin and yang. It's like a, you know what I mean? Interlocking modalities of the Tao. We got to do that. We didn't really get much in any political shit today, which I usually, you know me, I'm often in the midst of that. Do you have like a political ideology that you adhere to? No, you just
not really.
all right. Yeah,
I'm
I
too
feel
bad.
you know, I still be trying to pull everybody in the Discord towards dialectical materialism and shit, you know, sort out the liberal bullshit. But yeah, all right, no worries. What about like thinkers or philosophers or people? Are you interested in any like cats like a Terrence McKenna or you know,
I mean,
those type of cats?
not necessarily. I liked like growing up, like Jeff Noon was an author I really liked. Or Lev, I guess.
I don't think I'm familiar.
He wrote Vert, Pixel Juice, Automated Alice.
Okay.
It's like psychedelic shit. Huxley was great.
Okay.
Oral.
Huxley, sure.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it.
Right. Yeah, I used to be a big what I would call like a psychonaut, like into psychedelic hallucinogens as a form of consciousness expanding.
Oh, hell
so
yeah.
we tried to like back in the day, me and my homie Jesusaurus, he was in like North Carolina, I was in Cali, and we would take like a bunch of fucking dextromethorphan. No, not DMT. Fucking Robitussin. We'd have like 2 bottles of 60 gel caps, and we'd time it like non-local, like all right, in 1 minute take 25 of them, and we take them, and then like when we start tripping like 30 minutes later when they start kicking in, all right, take another 15, and we would just type random poetry and words in SoulSeek, and I used to love doing drugs, man, but you know, like now
I've done some DMT. That shit was pretty cool.
That's crazy.
I've had like one time I was on the train with the homie, and we had some Robitussin, but it was my first time and I had way too much. I think we had like a bottle or 2, and I lost like 2 days of memory.
Oh shit. So
that was pretty fried. I love acid though. Acid is always fun. I just do acid and skate.
I've never I've done acid twice, and I kind of was less comfortable with it. I would always try to go towards shrooms. It felt like a cleaner trip to me, and also I didn't kind of like lose myself as much in it. I kind of found more of myself in it. So I'm scared to do it now because I'm like, well, like back then I used to be like a relentless optimist and shit, and now apparently I have like anxiety and panic. So I take Cymbalta. So I don't want to test my brain with acid, when I've got to like wake up and take care of my daughter the next day. I'd have to go on like a camping trip or something and be away. But.
Oh man, I like to say mushrooms don't like me because every time I do mushrooms, I like cry.
Oh yeah,
they just make me like super emotional.
I feel like they put me right in the heart chakra, and I'd be like Christ consciousness, like I love everybody, everything is connected. Look how beautiful this water is. It's just a puddle, but like I really get super spiritual when I'm on like I said, like right in the heart chakra. Like I feel good.
Hell yeah.
Kundalini spiraling type of shit. So
for sure.
Yeah, man. Hold on. I got at least another question. If you could have a superpower of your choosing, which superpower would you choose?
Easy.
Watch out for the monkey's paw, though. The monkey's paw sometimes like you wish for super strength, and then you can't shake anybody's hand anymore because you break shit.
I would say a super brain like Reed Richards. Or just so you can like build shit to like compensate for any other power you want.
Sure. Yeah, I just like all the really, really smart people that I know. they're like depressed as shit. So that's what I worry about. Like, imagine having like a 250 IQ like Reed Richards, and every time you talk to anybody, you feel like you're talking to like a 3-year-old. That's like what's kind of scary, you know. But then again, it's like, let me just build an interdimensional portal and I'll go fuck with somebody in fucking the Andromeda galaxy or some shit. Yeah, I feel that. Now Reed is one of my favorite characters, man. Like I'm do you read comic books? Have you read comic books much?
I read a little bit of the New 52 like way back when, but that's about
that's
it.
a waste of time. That's a waste of time for you and everybody involved. But now if you like fucking Reed Richards, you should read Jonathan Hickman's Fantastic Four run all the way through Secret Wars. It's like the best Marvel shit. Like I've been a comic book nerd since I was like, before I can actually remember, like remembering shit. Like the first nightmare I can remember is like the Green Goblin was the first nightmare I can remember. I must have been like 6, something like that. But that Hickman run with the Fantastic Four all the way through Avengers, all the way through Secret War, best Marvel shit ever. Yeah. Like it's phenomenal. That's what I would recommend for a Reed Richards fan. So
real.
Word, man. I would love for us to do these more often when we have opportunities, especially like in the group chats, because I really do kind of want to stack with you one of these nights. That's not like 6:30 in the morning your time or some shit. Also my daughter came home and I didn't talk to her at all. I gotta see if she went outside or whatever. But I'm thank you for joining. I hope a lot of people latch onto this and get more into your music. Where can people find you online, or if they want to contact you or find your music?
Just Tetsuo on all the streaming platforms. On Instagram, it's Tetsuo_the Fiend, 1 word. And that's about it. Just reach out if you need anything.
Yeah, and if anybody wants to talk to him, you guys can go through me. I'll
go through Mega. Hell yeah. And thank you for having me.
My pleasure, G.
Sick. Let's stack sometime.
Absolutely. I'm really looking forward to that. That's a side of me that I've been more interested in sharing with people, but it just hasn't got there yet. Like I had me and the homies were out until, we do overnight shit here in Tokyo sometimes. And so we're like freestyling for like 4 hours sometimes, like just going off. And like, I had this joint where it's like the beat was right. My homie's verse was not great. And he would tell you that too, because we're just trying to figure it out. He's looking at shit, trying to pull it together. And then I bombed like a really dope, like through line verse of clear, conscious, like shit. And I was like, oh, I want to share this. But then I was like, I don't want to share the homies on it too. I was like, I could cut it. I was like, I could cut it and share it and just be me, but it also loses the context that I've been rapping for 2 hours and also drank like 17 beers type of shit. So whatever though. But yeah, we'll fucking we'll stack one of these. We'll figure it out. Maybe we can get like a stack group going in the voice channel and just go off.
Stack some time, roll up the dons, really get rhymes.
Yeah, absolutely. I almost wanted to jump in, but I also just want to not. I'm gonna save it for the future. Try to coerce me into spitting a verse, dispersing.
Dispersing. Hey yo, lay the body in the hearses. Fucking my crep's real sick.
I'm not gonna do it. But word life. Yo, thank you guys for tapping in. Secret House again. I'm gonna end the recording and then I'll say peace to you.
For sure.